You ever have one of those days where you hear a scream, one of those pure, gut-deep sounds, and your whole world just slams to a stop? That's exactly how this all started for me. I was in my yard thinking it was just another lazy Saturday when my 4-year-old daughter Lily let out this terrified wail that yanked me straight out of my shoes. I looked up and there she was, barefoot and sobbing, frozen on our lawn. And right across from her, gripping a handgun like she was starring in some off-brand cop show, was Karen, the infamous president of our HOA, and let me tell you, she was ranting about community standards like a maniac. Now you got to picture this late afternoon sun casting these long shadows, birds chirping, and suddenly my little girl's staring down the barrel of a gun. All because apparently her pink scooter brushed up against the wrong patch of grass. If I hadn't known Karen before this, I'd have guessed she was just some unstable stranger. But nope, this was the same lady who used to leave us cheery HOA newsletters on our doorstep, now losing her mind because a kid dared to play outside. I dropped everything and rushed over, heart beating so hard I could barely hear. I mean, I'm the state attorney for our county, pretty used to tough conversations, angry people, even threats. But I never once thought I'd have to talk someone down from pointing a gun at my child. Karen just saw me as another annoying neighbor, not a guy who could get her thrown in jail for breakfast. Didn't matter though, right then, I was just Lily's dad running on pure panic. Backing up a sec, when we moved into Maple Grove Estates, we thought we'd found paradise. Quiet cul-de-sac, green lawns, a real sense of community. Karen herself gave us the grand tour, all smiles about block parties and flower beds. For a while, it actually was nice. Lily could ride her scooter up and down the drive, draw chalk flowers on the pavement, chase bubbles, just be a kid. The first few little tiffs with Karen were easy to brush off. She'd leave notes about trash bins or send emails reminding us about the color code for mailboxes. Annoying, sure, but harmless, or so I thought. Then she started escalating, photographing violations, taping nasty flyers to neighbors' doors, even griping about Lily's chalk drawings like they were graffiti. My wife and I tried to laugh it off, tried to keep things civil because who wants a war with the HOA? But it got to the point where even Lily noticed the tension. She'd ask, "Why doesn't the lady like my flowers?" I never had a good answer. I should have realized then Karen's sense of order was slipping into something unhinged. One day she marched up and scolded Lily for scooting over the edge of her grass, full-on angry finger-wagging, acting like Lily had set fire to her hydrangeas. I apologized, even though it was ridiculous, and tried to keep the peace. That night my wife wanted to report Karen. I said no, hoping it would blow over. Rookie mistake. Instead, the harassment picked up. We started getting letters citing random bylaws, accusing us of letting Lily run wild, even hinting at fines for nuisance behavior. Every day a new note or email. I finally tried to bring it up at the HOA board, but Karen canceled the meeting. And then, well, everything exploded. That Saturday, the day my life nearly spun out for good, started out normal enough. Lily was blowing bubbles in the yard, my wife was on a call, I was pruning roses. In a flash, Lily wandered after a stray balloon down the cul-de-sac. Next thing I hear is her scream. I run full sprint and see Karen, arm outstretched, gun pointed right at my daughter. I froze. Honest to God, time just stopped. Karen was screaming about trespassing and private property, which made no sense. Lily was hugging her balloon on the sidewalk. My insides felt like ice. I called out, "Karen, put the gun down." She just whipped around, eyes blazing, spit flying, saying she was sick of my brat ruining the neighborhood. Lily clung to my leg, shaking so hard I could barely stand. I tried to reason with her. Told her, "You're pointing a gun at a 4-year-old. This is insane." She sneered, not budging, ranting about fines and how my daughter was ruining everything. Just then my wife burst out the door, saw the gun and screamed. A neighbor poked his head over the fence, phone in hand, dialing 911, thank God. But every second dragged. I was scared to move, scared to breathe, scared that Karen's finger would slip and that would be the end of it. I figured maybe, just maybe, if I told her who I was, she'd snap out of it. So I said, "Karen, I'm the state attorney. You're committing a felony right now." She looked at me almost confused, then snapped, "I don't care who you are. I want that brat gone." The sirens were getting louder, but I didn't know if help would come in time. Karen's hand jerked toward Lily again, and that's when something in me broke. I lunged forward, knocking her arm up just as the gun went off a shot, ringing out so loud it hurt. The bullet hit a tree bark, flying everywhere. We wrestled her, screaming nails, clawing gun, going off again, this time into the ground. Police finally barreled in, wrestled her down, cuffed her while she spat and shrieked about ruining the neighborhood. All I could do was clutch Lily, feel her tears soak through my shirt, and try to convince myself it was over. After that, the world got weird. Reporters swarmed neighbors. Apologized police took statements. Lily slept between us for weeks, waking up screaming, afraid every stranger was Karen coming back with a gun. My wife blamed herself. I blamed myself. We both blamed the world for letting it get this far. I did what I could, handed over evidence letters, recordings, got a DA from another county to avoid conflict of interest. Neighbors finally stepped up, sharing their own stories. Karen chasing teenagers, fining people for potted plants, threatening everyone who didn't fall in line. The board replaced her fast, but the damage was done. Lily wouldn't play outside. Her laughter was gone. The trial came and went in a media circus. Karen's defense tried to paint her as just overwhelmed, but the jury didn't buy it. Guilty on all counts: assault, attempted murder, you name it. The judge threw the book at her. At sentencing, she tried blaming me, blaming Lily, blaming the system, but nobody was listening anymore. The first real relief was when Lily started drawing on the driveway again. She drew big suns, smiley faces, flowers. She'd still flinch when cars drove by, but slowly, with therapy and neighbors rallying around, she found her courage. One day, she found a caterpillar in the bushes, giggled like nothing bad had ever happened. My wife snapped a picture, and I swear I nearly cried. Life moves forward. Maple Grove isn't perfect, but it's healing. The new HOA board leaves Lily Chalk neighbors invite her over, and people actually talk at block parties now about real community, not just bylaws. Sometimes late at night, I walk past that tree with the scar from the bullet and think how close we came to losing everything. Yeah, I'll never forget it, and maybe I'll never totally forgive myself for not stepping in sooner. But I also know we survived. Lily's laughter came back. My wife and I are stronger. Our neighborhood learned that sometimes you have to stand up to bullies, no matter how small or petty they seem, because trust me, sometimes the biggest threats come from where you least expect it. So now I ask you, where do you draw the line between order and cruelty? When does community cross into control? Maybe you've seen this in your own neighborhood. Maybe you've got your own Karen. Let's talk about it. What would you have done? What should justice look like when the rules meant to protect end up putting the innocent in harm's way?